Look, we live in a world obsessed with speed. We want everything delivered yesterday, ideally even faster. But some things, like a good cuppa or a properly balanced budget, just take time. And when it comes to the wild, often terrifying world of accounting, patience isn't just a virtue. It's practically a superpower. Mastering the art of accounting is a marathon, not a sprint. It demands years of dedicated study, hands-on experience, and the sobering realization that you'll be learning until the sweet embrace of retirement. Think of it like building a sturdy, reliable bridge. You wouldn't slap it together with duct tape and hope for the best, would you? You'd want a solid foundation, carefully chosen materials, and an engineer who doesn't rush the damn thing. That's accounting in a nutshell. It's about precision, attention to detail, and a healthy respect for the sheer volume of information you need to absorb. So, buckle up, grab your calculator, and let's dive into the world of accounting apprenticeships, where patience reigns supreme. All right, imagine this. You're a fresh-faced accounting apprentice, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, absolutely swimming in a sea of spreadsheets, invoices, and frankly terrifying acronyms. You're probably thinking, what in the double-entry bookkeeping is going on here? And honestly, that's perfectly normal. The early days of an apprenticeship are all about observation. You're like a sponge, soaking up the wisdom and, let's be honest, the occasional caffeine-fueled rantings of your more experienced colleagues. You're watching how they navigate the labyrinthine world of financial statements, how they dissect complex transactions with the precision of a brain surgeon, and how they manage to file their taxes on time without spontaneously combusting. Now you might be thinking, watching, that's it? Where's the action? Where's the excitement? But trust me, there's a quiet thrill in observing a seasoned accountant untangle a particularly gnarly financial knot. It's like watching a masterclass in problem solving, and you, my friend, have a front row seat. This is where patience truly comes into play. You're not expected to know everything on day 1 or even day 100. Your job is to observe, absorb, and ask questions. Don't be afraid to channel your inner 5-year-old and bombard your mentors with why and how until they're begging for mercy. The beauty of observation is that it allows you to see the real-world application of all those accounting principles you've been studying. It's one thing to learn about accrual accounting in a textbook. It's quite another to see it in action, grappling with the complexities of a real-life business. Remember those word problems from high school math class? The ones that involve trains traveling at different speeds and apples being divided into fractions? Well, real-world accounting is kind of like that, only with more decimal points and significantly higher stakes. By observing how experienced professionals tackle these challenges, you're not just learning theory. You're developing a deep, intuitive understanding of how accounting works in practice. Now you might be thinking, hold on, John, aren't we talking about accounting here? Numbers, spreadsheets, the thrilling world of depreciation schedules? What do soft skills have to do with any of this? And to that I say, my dear viewer, you're only partially right. Yes, accounting is about numbers, but it's also about people. Accountants aren't just number-crunching robots, although let's be honest, some days that might be a tempting career path. They're communicators, collaborators, and trusted advisors. They have to explain complex financial information to clients, colleagues, and occasionally, even to their own families. Good luck with that last one. This is where the often overlooked yet undeniably crucial world of soft skills comes in. We're talking communication, teamwork, problem solving, and the ability to explain things like cash flow and tax liability without inducing immediate narcolepsy. And where, you might ask, do you acquire these magical soft skills? Well, my friend, you learn them on the job, through observation and, dare I say, osmosis. As an apprentice, you're not just learning how to balance a balance sheet, you're learning how to navigate the complex social dynamics of a professional workplace. You're observing how your mentors interact with clients, how they handle difficult conversations, and how they maintain their composure even when the printer decides to stage a full-blown paper jam in the middle of tax season. You're also picking up on the unspoken rules of the accounting world, the importance of confidentiality, the delicate art of deadline management, and the proper way to brew a pot of coffee that doesn't taste like despair and regret, a surprisingly vital skill in this profession. But it's not just about learning how to be a well-adjusted human being in a corporate environment. Observing ethical decision-making in action is another crucial aspect of the undocumented soft skills curriculum. Accounting, at its core, is about integrity. It's about ensuring that financial information is accurate, transparent, and trustworthy. And that requires more than just technical expertise. It requires a strong ethical compass. By observing how experienced professionals navigate ethical dilemmas, you're developing your own moral framework for making sound decisions in challenging situations. Now I know what you're thinking on this lovely and philosophical. When do I actually accounting? To that, I say patience, young grasshopper. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a competent accountant. In instant gratification, tempting to rush the process, to cram as much information into our brains as possible in the shortest amount of time. But when it comes to accounting, depth trumps speed every single time. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't erect the walls before laying a solid foundation, would you? That's a disaster, my friend. Or what? To a leaning tower of Pisa. Similarly, in accounting, prioritize a strong foundation of fundamental knowledge before diving into the deep end of complex transactions and esoteric accounting standards. This means taking the time to really understand the core principles of debits and credits, assets and liabilities, revenue and expenses. These are the building blocks upon which everything else rests, and neglecting them is like building a house on a foundation of sand. The beauty of incremental learning comes in. Rather than trying to absorb everything at once, you're gradually building your knowledge base, brick by metaphorical brick. You're mastering one concept before moving on to the next, ensuring that each piece of information is firmly cemented in place, which might seem slow at first. It pays off in the long run. By focusing on depth over speed, you're developing a profound understanding of the underlying principles of accounting, which will serve you well throughout your career, no matter how complex the statements become or how convoluted the code gets. Remember, accounting marathon, and pacing yourself is key to crossing the finish line with your sanity intact. Alright, let's be honest, no one starts their career feeling like a complete expert. There's a certain level of faking it till you make it in any profession, but particularly in the world of accounting, where confidence in your abilities can be as valuable as a perfectly balanced balance sheet. But here's the thing, true confidence in accounting doesn't come from bluffing your way through a client meeting or pretending to understand a complex tax regulation. It comes from experience, from the gradual accumulation of knowledge and skills through repeated exposure to the wonderful, occasionally terrifying world of finance. Remember all those hours you spent observing your mentors, soaking up their wisdom like a sponge? Well, now it's time to put that knowledge into practice. As an apprentice, you'll have the opportunity to work on a variety of accounting tasks, from reconciling bank statements to preparing tax returns to assisting with audits. Each task, no matter how seemingly mundane, is an opportunity to build your skill set. It's a chance to apply the theory you've learned in the classroom to real-world situations, to make mistakes, to learn from those mistakes, and to gradually develop a level of competence that breeds genuine confidence. And that, my friends, is where the magic happens. As you become more comfortable with the technical aspects of accounting, you'll find that your confidence begins to soar. You'll no longer be intimidated by a complex spreadsheet or a daunting financial statement. Instead, you'll approach these challenges with the calm, collected demeanor of a seasoned professional who's seen it all and lived to tell the tale. This gradual buildup of confidence is a direct result of your patience. By resisting the urge to rush through the learning process, by embracing the challenges and setbacks that inevitably arise, you're developing a deep-seated belief in your own abilities, a belief that will serve you well throughout your career. Now let's talk about the delicate dance between theory and practice. Accounting, like many professions, is a field where academic knowledge is essential, but it's not enough on its own. It's like learning to swim by reading a book. You might know all the strokes in theory, but until you jump in the water, you're not really swimming, are you? As an apprentice, you're in the unique position of bridging this gap between theory and practice. You've spent years studying accounting principles, absorbing knowledge from textbooks and lectures. Now, you're immersed in the real world, seeing firsthand how those principles are applied, and occasionally bent, in the messy, unpredictable realm of business. This is where the importance of reflective practice comes in. It's not enough to simply go through the motions, to complete tasks without truly understanding the why behind them. Take the time to reflect on your experiences, to connect the dots between theory and practice, to ask yourself, how does this concept I learned in school apply to this real-life situation? What are the limitations of this theoretical model? How can I use my knowledge to solve problems and add value? Think of it like building a bridge between two islands. The theoretical knowledge you've acquired is one island. The practical experience you're gaining is the other. Reflective practice is the process of constructing that bridge, of creating a seamless connection between what you know and what you do. And this bridge, my friends, is built on a foundation of patience. It takes time to process new information, to connect the dots, to see the bigger picture. It takes patience to resist the urge to jump to conclusions, to embrace the ambiguity and complexity of real-world accounting. But the rewards of patience in this context are immense. By taking the time to reflect on your experiences, to analyze your successes and failures, you're developing a deeper, more nuanced understanding of accounting. You're moving beyond the rote memorization of formulas and regulations and into the realm of true expertise, where you can apply your knowledge creatively and effectively to solve problems, make informed decisions, and navigate the ever-evolving world of finance. So, there you have it, folks. The not-so-secret ingredient to success in the wild and wacky world of accounting: patience. It's the foundation upon which you'll build your knowledge, hone your skills, and develop the confidence to navigate the complexities of the financial world. Remember, an apprenticeship is a journey, not a race. Embrace the challenges, cherish the setbacks, and never underestimate the power of observation and reflection, because in the end, it's not about how fast you can crunch numbers or memorize regulations. It's about developing the deep knowledge, practical skills, and unwavering professional competence that only come with time, patience, and a healthy dose of caffeine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to go balance something, preferably my checkbook, but at this point I'll settle for a wobbly stack of pancakes.